My name is Slow the Demon. I am here with Symphonia.
Hello.
And so today we're going to be doing an all dungeons crosscode all dungeons tutorial video. And so we're going to be kind of talking and working our way through and talking about a lot of the different things that are possible similarities to NMG, or even just outright tricks that are just exclusive to all dungeons, because there's a couple. But this is by far the easiest category. Something I do want to point out that is that we do want to use the controller, and the reason we want to use the controller is due to the fact that we need omnidirectional movement due to some specific tricks, mainly Blazing Dragon Skip, which we'll come to that once we get there. So timing starts on new game, like most games, and just most time when you just see kind of cutscenes come up, you just want to mash the Y button. So when you see them start, so that way you skip them as quickly as possible.
Right. Be sure to go into your options first to uncheck the confirm cutscene skip, so you can just mash through this as well.
Yep, I forgot to mention that part. Yes, I'm so used to having it off. Yep. So right here, make sure to have skip tutorials and confirm checked, and then confirmed cutscenes to be unchecked. Text speed doesn't really matter too much, but I keep it at 8 myself. And everything else from here is pretty much preference. There's not anything else. Also, assists need to be 100%. You cannot have them they cannot be any lower than 100%. So here you'll be seeing me. I'll be doing dashing. This is the highest form of movement. This is the fastest form of movement through the game. You'll see that through pretty much any category. And then we'll be talking a little bit more about another thing that we can kind of use to make that go just a little bit faster. But I'm just kind of like trying to fill in the gap here. This is just a tutorial. There's not really much to do here. Not really much to talk about. So we get here again, just more tutorial stuff. But once we get the shield, we'll be able to do infinite dash, or it's known as infinite dashes, is what we call it. Oop, I thought I shot that one already. Once we get to that, that'll be the only new thing. Well, there's gonna be a small little tech here that we can pull off here. I'm going to. So right here, if you just kind of come up here, and then just as you see, kind of like how Lié is just being pushed back, that means you're right at the edge, and then you just jump right, and it saves about 2 seconds as long as you do it quickly. And you want to shoot through here. I kind of just hold it here, so that way we can just do that. And then it's a cool little tech here. So this is the first instance of a glitch. This is known as the menu glitch. So pretty much how it works is if you're watching my input display, you'll see that I'm hitting both the buttons at the same time. And this is by far the easiest way to do this glitch. You can do it with keyboard. I'll show you. See there, you can do it with keyboard too, but pretty much arguably the best way to do it is just use the controller, and then you want to back out, and then you have free movement while this is still up. So how this works is you want to save right as it's loading in, and this is what's known as a save warp. So we've just completely skipped over this entire kind of tutorial, whatever you want to call it, just kind of thing that's kind of showing us how to do like movement and how switches work and everything like that. But we don't really care about that. So here, there's two options you can do here. You can just do this room normally, or you can do the save warp. The save warp is a bit more inconsistent, so for beginners, I recommend just going ahead and doing actually just doing this room normally. I will show the save warp for anyone that would like to try the rat skip. But I will point out at what point it will kind of be a little inconsistent. And you do have the main problem with it, and the reason I recommend beginners to actually just do just not do rat skip, is because for one, the strat is very inconsistent, and if you don't know how to react accordingly, then you'll just die a lot. So just do this room normally. Loses like maybe like a minute or something if you get rat skip first try. So here we're gonna do another save warp. Again, super easy, not too hard to pull off. Make sure also when you're coming in here, make sure do not hit continue. Continue is not going to work for you. You need to actually load up the save you created for the save warp to work.
For that save warp in that room specifically, make sure you enter that room and move up so that you get the ability to also dash.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. As you had seen before, I did do that, and I just kind of forgot to mention that because it's kind of muscle memory at this point. But if you don't do that, then you will never be able to achieve a dash for the rest of the game, and you'll just never have it. So make sure to do that. So here's more tutorial stuff. So again, I'm just kind of mashing Y, just so I get the first possible frame of skipping.
Alright, so for this next little bit, since there's a lot of space between the next bit of tricks for the fight coming up, I would like to explain a little bit of a difference between mouse and keyboard and controller. There is some differences in gameplay purely. Of course, mouse and keyboard is better for aiming, but mostly the best damage that you can get in combat is purely from melee. There's some arts you can use, of course, but controller is best for making the best use of melee. But for tricks specifically, there's some tricks that require controllers, of course, and there's some other tricks that do require a mouse and keyboard. So make sure that you have both on hand, and mostly you want to have a controller as your main source of
yeah. Well, okay. So
your
sorry.
main controllers to use.
So I want to point out here: do not spray and pray here. I know that seems like it would be faster, but it does pull up a tutorial like where he's like trying to show you like, oh, don't do that, and precisely aim. So make sure to actually get the full aim. See right there, he did. So that's exactly what he'll do. So that's why do not do that. So just make sure to keep your stuff up. Make sure to walk all the way up to here, up to the turret, so you get the full brunt of the shot. And then make sure to come over here. And here we're gonna be talking about another trick here. This is known as dash canceling. This is a mechanic that's not really known unless you actually kind of went to the master? Who was it again? That tells you about it.
After you get heat and cold, you get a quest from the masters that tells you how to dash cancel your melees.
Yep.
Which is like about 5 to 10 hours into the game.
Yep. So you don't learn about that unless you do kind of an opposite quest. So this can kind of happen here where but here what we want to do is we want to get behind this crab, and the reason why we get behind the crab is because jumping is the fastest form of movement, or his fastest attack, and that's the best way to get him to do it. So here we want to back off so he doesn't push us back, so we can go back in and get a few more hits in. I'm not the best at it, but you can clearly see what you basically need to do. Also, another trick I'm doing there. This is known as this is the infinite dashing I was talking about before. pretty much how it works is if you let the animation for the shield pop up by holding the button, wow, I did that again. That's fine. Yeah, so that's why you don't hold up. That's why you don't stay up right next to the crab right there, is because you would just kind of clip through them. But pretty much, I can kind of explain it a little bit better here once we get over here. So I'm holding the shield button, which is B by default, or circle if you're using a PS4 controller. And then, as you can see, it takes a little bit to kind of get used to it, but you can, if you let the shield animation play, you'll pretty much be able to infinitely dash, as I'll show right here. You can. It takes a little bit to get used to. It's a bit awkward, but once you get used to it, this is the fast forward form of movement. You can attempt to do threes, but if you mess up at any time, you're going to spin out and pretty much lose momentum. So here, this is what I was talking about right here. There's that barrier will still be up if you do rat skip, so that is a bit of a problem. And you'll have to like jump. You have to like get Carla to jump over it. Oh, oops. I missed the long jump, but we'll get into long jumps here in a second. I forgot to do long jumps.
Yeah.
I was talking. Yeah, I was just talking. I wasn't paying attention. That's fine. We'll get into long jumps here in a few seconds, though. There's gonna be another chance to do it. So if you mess up that jump, you can just do what I just did. And so here, this is where we're going to be talking about long jumps. So here, there's I do not recommend newer runners to do this one. This one's a bit of a trickier one to do. I think it's like a tiny bit faster. It's not that much faster, but you can go over here and do a single long jump, and then there's another one that's known as a double long jump. But pretty much what you do is, you can use shields, you can attack. Using your melee is fast. It's not that it's faster. It's just it gets you a little bit farther. But like right there, you kind of see that we're kind of regular jumps. We can't make that jump. See, as you can see. But if we do a long jump, we can make it. And now, so you're probably wondering, how do you do this? Okay, so pretty much how you do it is, while you're in the air, you attack. So, and it stops you in the middle of the air. But the game, as you can see right here, if I can do it correctly, you can see like I'm dash canceling. So, but that's pretty much, we're putting those two mechanics together. We're putting slashing in the air and dash canceling. We're basically putting those two mechanics and just basically able to make a little bit farther distance than we're not intended to. So this is a small trick. I like to compare these to gainers from Majora's Mask because they run in very similar concepts. So, but yeah, that's a trick I would practice trying to do quite a few times until you get a feel for it. And then over here, this one's what's known as a double long jump. It's the same concept, you just have to hit it twice. So it's a little trickier for newer people that don't like quite understand or know how to do the trick. So yeah, so if you're still unfamiliar with the trick, I recommend just doing the single and getting used to the single, and then try and get used to doing the double dash, because it's like you gotta like press it pretty fast to pull it off. So
for reference in future, when we're talking about long jumps, when we talk about single, we talk about a dash cancel that only requires one dash to make it across a gap. But when we talk about a double, we are talking about dash canceling using 2 dashes to make your jump even more extended.
Yep. And like I said, and because you have so little time in the air to do it, as you can see. Also, that's another thing is if you're not getting it, then that means you're probably slashing right as you're jumping off. So kind of hold on, let's see if I can I'm so used to the timing. Or if you do that, then that means you didn't even jump off at all. Yeah, I'm so used to the timing, it's hard to do it.
The game prevents you from trying to dash in the air, so when you try to press the dash button, the game tries to only give you the guard.
Yep.
But by canceling an action, we can get that dash out.
Yep. So it'll look like that. It'll basically look like you're doing this. Another thing is you can do it do the dash by using the shield too, as you can see. If you find that a little bit easier, that's fine. But I do recommend.
Another method is to also aim and dash cancel the aim as well. This can also be a little bit more preferable to do on a mouse and keyboard.
Yep. Well, actually, I think the one on mouse and keyboard is actually harder, isn't it?
Aiming and dash canceling is generally more favored since you don't have to aim near your character to slash.
That's true. Either way, yeah, you can like you said, you can. As you can see, you can do that too. Pretty much, you just need some kind of action that's going to prevent you from using the shield. Like if the action basically stops you in the air, then it will work.
Another thing to add on to mouse and keyboard users, the big reason why I say it's preferred to use controller is because of infinite dashing. Where you're using a dedicated guard button to extend our dashes. So the dedicated guard button on mouse and keyboard by default is C, which is very awkward, and you could only really efficiently infinitely dash if you map your dedicated guard button to, say, an extra mouse button.
Thank you. It's because it was frozen because my controller disconnected. It does that. Thank you for informing me. So here, it's more tutorial stuff, but this room is important. So you see this one right here, this specific chest. Don't worry about this one. This one doesn't matter unless you're running 100%. Then it matters. But this is not a 100% tutorial. So we want this specific one, and that'll come up later. So this will give us two green leaf teas. Again, those will come up later. Not like it's not gonna be like super late, but it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit later. So right here, yeah, just make sure you grab them. Either way is what we're trying to say. If you forget to grab them, there's a backup chest you can do, so it'll be fine. There's a few backup chests you can do, so we'll show those off too, in case you forget that one. But so when it comes to this fight, it's RNG which one will attack first. So just trying to attack one and hope that you don't get hit, basically. So in this room, there's a jump you can do. You can jump. You can jump to it. I never really go for it, so I can't really show it off myself. But it saves like.
You do miss it. You can just exit and re-enter the room to retry first cycling the platforms here.
Yep. And right there, that's another cool trick. That one takes a little bit, can take a little bit of practice. Not too much, but you can. Pull that one off. So here there's also a jump you can pull off right here. If you watch Simp's NMG run, you can see it. But I typically do this.
Not mine. No.
You're just not
in there.
That's not it. Rip.
I missed it, dude.
Rip. Okay, never mind. Well, you can watch one of his runs and see it. But pretty much, well, you can, yeah, pretty much. If that trick is really hard, because it really is hard, it's practically frame perfect. What you can do is alternatively you can just save warp in after you watch that cutscene. Make sure you enter and then leave. Some places that you do have to do that because you have to reset your position on the character. in order for the save warp to work, and that'll skip the entire puzzle over here. So here's another one we can do. We can, once we exit and leave, do this one. This one saves a couple seconds over doing the NMG version. So here, this is a very precise shot. If you
look at where his cursor is, you can see the cross section. You can see the reference point you can use on the floor. It's the cross section where the diamonds meets is where you want to aim for. So make sure you take a screenshot of that.
Yep. Yeah, it's like not quite straight, but it's also a little bit to the left. So it's
just use the pattern on the floor for your reference point.
Yep.
It's a lot better.
So yeah, that's a trick I recommend learning all around. And the reason I say that is because that's pretty much a strat that's used in every category. So, and it's not too hard. It's just a bit finicky. So just take a few shots. Just take a few shots at it, and you'll eventually get it. It wastes almost no time if you miss it the first few times. So here, some more tutorial stuff. So we're going to grab these chests because we are required to, and then, oop, I forgot to put the boots on. So don't get used to these rookie equipment. We're gonna be swapping it out here soon.
Yeah. For reference, if you use a controller, you can immediately switch between equipment types by just pressing L or R. So it's a lot faster than exiting out than choosing the next piece of equipment.
Yep. Oh, goodness. This is a crappy fight. That's fine. So, as you can see, it might be a bit hard to see that. You see that I am, but make sure to do your full spins. Do not just go 1, 2, 3, 4, then dash. Don't do that. I see so many people do that. Don't do that. Do the full spin. You are missing out.
There are plenty of reasons why the full spin is important. It'd take a little bit of time to explain it if you really want me to explain it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Either way, yeah. Either way, just remember, just do the 5th hit. If you don't do that 5th hit, it's not gonna fucking matter. Like, your damage is gonna just be highly less if you only do 4. I know it sounds like there's not a 5th hit there, but it's mainly because that 5th one is kind of pretty delayed when it hits, so it's a bit awkward. It's a bit awkward dash cancel to learn over the 4, but once you get it, it's so much easier. Either way, so here we want to enter and then immediately exit. Again, this is another thing I was talking about. Save warps, you need to reset your position for them to work. Sometimes there'll be so when you're first doing runs like that, you might have a little bit of trouble doing stuff like that, like right there where you're like having a bit of trouble trying to get it work. That's okay. That just happens. That's just save warps in general. They just do that at times. Again, this is another fight where dash canceling is super important. Okay, I am not doing these dash cancels correct. Okay, so yeah, this is where you gotta like make sure you're timing your dash cancels correctly. Oh, how did I fall there? That's annoying. Can you please? Okay. Yeah, the problem with this turret is its hitbox is a lot bigger than it looks like. It looks at it than it looks for some odd reason. Okay, so it's RNG if he starts with the face shield or if he does this attack. You want him to do this attack. Okay, well, I didn't.
As an added tip, you can get into guard a lot faster in your first 3 hits of your melee combo. When you're in the full spin, you're pretty much committed to that besides just dashing out and then guarding. But
yep.
Generally, you want to make sure that you're on the first 3 hits of your melee combo so you can immediately get into guard right after a hit.
Yep. So here, this is pretty much where the run kind of really gets a lot more interesting. I would say. Oops. Oops. Don't want to do that yet. So we're gonna be holding off doing circuits just for a little bit here. So for anyone that's played this game casually, you probably know that rhombus square that you can't enter. It even talks about rhombus square, about that you can't enter it until way later into the game. But you know what? Screw that. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, the balcony for Cross Central is right next to the balcony that takes you to the Cross Bridge, right to the end game town.
Yep. So yeah, pretty much that I made that look a lot easier than it is. So let's go back here real quick and let's go back here real quick and look at that. I want to talk about it real quick. So this warp is very easy to miss. So if you're just end up doing something like this by accident or something like that, you can walk down and you can just kind of look at the name and you'll see that it'll have like an orange line. So, and that'll take so while this is loading, wait for the screen to go completely white, and if you don't, then it's not going to work. I don't think that quite worked because wow, it still worked. What? That definitely didn't seem like it worked.
You can tell if your save warp works if you manage to see a stutter in your save menu.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes that doesn't happen. Like that one right there, that one should not have worked, and it still worked.
Yeah.
But either way, if you get a stutter or if it's harder, it's kind of feels like it's harder to get it than the other ones, then that means then you got it. So either way, so once you get it, we just want to go straight to the shopping district, and then we're gonna go to the left here. So you're probably thinking, well, it's like, so because we want to grab laser gear. So, and you're probably, well, there's no way you have enough money. And, well, we're going to fix that problem right now. So, right here, this is what we're talking about. We need a keyboard. So we want to sell this and only have one. And so this glitch right here is very specific on how you do it. So, So I can't use it with a controller. Like, this is why this is what I'm talking about. My controller disconnected again. Let me like fix my overlay. Oh no, it should be. No, it's not working. It's fine. So I'm gonna show you here. What? Either way, so as you can see, I cannot do it with a controller. We have found out it is not possible to do it with a controller, at least as of right now. So the only way you can do it is if you hold the mouse, and then right as you let go, like just hit the escape key. If you're getting that means you're holding the mouse too long. If you're getting oh no, if I see if I can. If you're getting, like, you'll hear the sound, but you'll still be on the screen like this. That means you pressed escape too early. Or that means it means you hit too late. Sorry. Oops, see it. So, and it takes almost no time if you lose. So once we get this, we want to hit the max amount of quantity and hit submit, and then come back. And now, just hold right.
Yeah. Doing this bypasses the limits, the cap that the game sets on how much quantity of that item that you have in your inventory. So you can just go blast way past that selling price and get infinite money.
Yep. So now this is a little too slow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just do this up till 10,000, because we're gonna need a lot of money. So we're gonna buy one backer item for now. Then we're going to come back and hit sell, and then we're going to do the same glitch. So we're going to do it twice. So I definitely recommend trying to try to get very used to this. So what you can do here is you can just hold the right arrow key like I'm doing right now, or you can switch back to the controller and just hold the control stick right, or the D-pad right. Doesn't matter. And while you're doing this, you can go look at Facebook or like Discord or something for like a minute or something. because you're not really going to be doing much. So, you know, if you're writing this in a marathon, have them read donation or something. You know, but anyway, so we want to get to about 86, 87, 870, 860, either one works. And then we're going to come in here, and then we're going to buy 10 Rising Superstars, 10 Mustaches, 11 Durians. You can buy more. If you do, then you'll need a little extra more cash.
Or you can just put down mustaches down to 3. Fine.
Yeah, or you can or you can put the minimum down of the mustaches or something and add more Durians if you feel like you need them. I myself am going to put down for 11 Durians. Psycho, thank you so much for the follow, and hope you enjoy your stay. And then we're going to get 21 spicy beetle types and 11 werewolf sticks. And the only reason we're getting 11 is just because it's just faster than just putting it in for 3 or something like that, or however many we need. It's just faster just to put it in for 11. And so we're gonna buy all this stuff, and then we're gonna go to the right. Okay, we're not gonna go to the right. We're gonna run into a plant. And then we're gonna buy 1 laser. We're gonna buy 2 laser. We're pretty much gonna just buy a full set of laser. And then we're gonna do our circuits. We want to get sphere saw, and then we want to set up the equipment and then head back. And then from here, this is this part right here. We're just going to be doing a little bit more of the tutorial, and then we're going to be doing a exclusive glitch to, at least this is the only use it has, is in all dungeons, because every other point it's pointless to have it. And so what we're going to do is, this is known as leaf shade skip. So we completely bypassed getting the leaf shade. From here,
we've also skipped getting Emily into our party.
Yep, which skips actually quite a few cutscenes, which is the whole reason why this is actually faster than just doing it, just doing the leaf shade. So it saves about 30 seconds or something. I think it was 30 seconds to a minute.
So about closer to 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds to a minute, one or two. So here there are 2 options you can do. For beginners, I'm gonna try to make this more beginner friendly. Obviously I didn't do that with the Durians, but I did at least recommend you guys. So for later routes and later runs, what you'll want to do is, actually I'm forgetting to kill enemies. That's fine, I can make up here. Wow, he turned light, literally. So
yeah, these bulls have set intervals for how they move, so you generally want to wait until they move, then you hit them with the saw on their
back. That's what I tried to do, and then he moved again. Apparently I moved it. So right here, what you can do is you can come up here, and not jump in the water. You can come around here and grab the assault vests. You come down here, you can find the find the puzzle for it to collect the assault vest. I do not recommend newer runners to do this until you have a better understanding of the run, because you will have a lot less HP and it'll be a little bit more riskier than most situations. So what we want to do is we want to enter here and then immediately exit. and we. So now we're going to do what's called a save warp stacking. So now we have one save that's keeping the position of our previous save onto this one, which is what is going to allow us to skip the Apollo fight. Which, if we weren't able to skip the Apollo fight, we wouldn't be able to do the Leaf Shade skip. So here we just want to go complete. We just want to go up. There's not really too much else to talk about. We do need to kill certain enemies on our way through, and that's mainly because we need experience to basically work out levels and such. I'll have another chance to kill more enemies that I need to kill. So the fastest way to kill them by far is just to use a sphere saw on them. Oop, I tried to dash out of that. That's fine. So if you just follow, basically just follow the enemies I'm killing here, you should be fine.
Make a note to also skip combat once you are out of it, so you regenerate your SPs for spear saw faster.
Yep. So here, that was a little bit of a specific movement, because we don't really need this one, and it can kind of obscure our sight. So if you just move in that specific way, you can kind of ignore that landmark and just get up here. So here, this isn't too important. If you, yes, you are going to lose a little bit of time, but you want to hit no because you don't need to fix we do not need to fix our save. The devs kind of added these for the people that are running on older saves. So when we do like story skips and stuff like that, that's what those are basically for. So here, we want to teleport out. That's about 2 seconds faster than just walking out regularly. And we just want to go to Old Obelisk, talk with them. So they won't appear unless you trigger the flag outside of Unbergen Village, which is an interesting thing. So we definitely want that landmark. That landmark is important. Be a couple points where we're going to need it. Oops. So here, we teleport back, and then we're going to be doing our first dungeon, which is Temple Mine.
All dungeons can indeed be ran efficiently on the current version.
Yep, they can. There hasn't been found any strats or anything like that that are for moon jumps, which is the only thing that differentiates from the current version. Okay, so I do want to talk about this room real quick. I kind of just muscle memoried and just didn't think about talking about it. So there is a strat you can do here. It's again another double. I think it's like a triple long jump or something. Either way, you can.
If it's on the same plane, it's only a double. Too low when you start the triple.
Gotcha. Either way, you can manage that. I'm just not very good at it. But if you can't pull that off, there is a double you can do over here. To, and if that's hard, even if that's hard for you, what you can do is you can just do this intendedly.
One thing you could do is once you push the first block into the slot, you could shoot the switch and just pull the left block that pops up to the slightly to the left, and then you can just jump across.
Yep. So here we want to make a save. We're going to be doing another glitch, another version of the menu glitch here shortly, known as Back in Time. So we're gonna basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna be taking position of one save. Oop. Oops. That's fine. So we're gonna take position of one save and put it into another. Is to not like make it sound super confusing. So what we want to do is we want to quit and then we want to load up the save that we want to back in time. So we want to save this. We want. Oh no, we don't want it back in time. This one doesn't have the key. What the heck? Oops. Let's do this correctly. I was like distracted. Eventually. So make sure to grab the key first before you make the save. I'm a ding, and unlike the dingus here. Anyway, so make the save, and then menu glitch on the load. This will delay the load until you open up another window. For example, maybe the save, or kind of like basically another menu. So what we'll do is now we'll do the save warp. So now if you're not comfortable with save warping, you can just do the intended way of doing all this, and it's not that big of a deal. This only saves about 5 seconds, but this glitch is easier to learn. I clicked on it.
The same glitch is used for a major part later on in the ROM though, so probably be best to get used to it.
What else is it used in all dungeons?
You're not back in time. You're pre-raid save.
No, I just teleport storage. Teleport storage. What do you mean? I don't even do that.
70% Leo the back in time system.
Yeah. No, they teleport storage too.
Listen, my friends, let's move on.
Either way, so once we do that, they'll load us up, and now you'll see that we have that same save, but we have that key that we used originally. So now, pretty much just going to skip an entire key, another key that's downstairs. So this is the easiest. I recommend just taking a quick snapshot of this. This is by far the best. This is the fastest way to do this, and this is not too difficult to pull off. So I recommend taking a snapshot of that and getting used to doing the puzzle like that. So again, if we had the assault vest, we'd have it on by now, and it would make this fight go a lot faster. So the assault vest does make for the run to be a lot faster. What am I hitting? What am I hitting? A instead of X. So we want to kill these guys for experience, and then we're gonna come over here. So unfortunately we have to get this one because the bug key is a lot slower. So there's a shot here. I'm not very good at it, so I'm not going to go for it. But you can base... Oh, I missed out a frame early. That's unfortunate. But you can... You can shoot that bomb to be on the platform with you, but it's a bit of a tricky shot and can fail. Oop. Okay, well that's one way to do it, I guess. Alright, so this is a jump you can do right here. You can do a long jump right there, but if you miss it, it wastes like 30 seconds. But if you get it, it saves like, what, 15 seconds or something? So you lose like...
If you fail it, you miss about 10 seconds, and if you save it, you save about 5 seconds after.
Oh, okay. My bad. So this fight is not too difficult. if you don't get... The fight's not too hard if you don't get pummeled by the rocks. That can happen at times, though. Okay, so... Oh, so here we're going to be doing another save warp. This one's a very finicky one, but it's very important to pull it off. So I definitely recommend getting used to this one. But if you fail it, you have to go back up here through here. Like even I at times still fail it every once in a while. So basically the key visual there is to wait for it as it's fading out, and that typically pulls it off correctly. And this will completely having to hit all three of these keys and we go straight into the fire mid boss. So here we want to just break all this stuff intentionally. We just want to face tank that and then get behind him. Hopefully he'll come over here. I don't want him to get on the wall. So we want to wait for all of his bugs to show up before we break him again. That'll get us a little extra experience from the bugs. So from here, basically you want to follow the circuits like I do, or else you're not going to have enough to do everything correctly. So basically, like, you know, make a note, watch the VOD over and over again until you have those noted down. However that will be. By the way, what you want to do is you want to landmark warp out, come back up here, and then go ahead and take these guys out again. Wow, that thing I guess that makes a difference, huh? So we want to enter this room here, and then we want to save warp again with the elevator again. Now the elevator is a bit finicky, but so if the elevator is not coming back down like it was before, then that means you got it correct. Like if you're just standing here and the elevator isn't moving down, then that means you did the glitch correctly. You did the save warp correctly. And then you want to save warp stack into this one, and I'll bring over here so we can skip a bit of the... Okay, oh, I just missed that shot like a dingus. Okay, so Symph is the one that kind of made this quick puzzle strat, so he's probably the better one to explain exactly what I'm doing here.
Generally, it's mostly about going on the platform as low as possible and then falling off the platform to reset it so you can get to the fast angles or to make the shots of the box move around a lot faster. That's generally how it goes.
Yep. And so that's another long jump you can go for. If you're not used to long jumps, don't go for that. Just let the thing go. It saves maybe like a second or two. So here, I don't think we need a spicy veto type. I think it makes this fight go a little bit faster. I don't remember. Oop. I know pretty much having these one shots them. So I don't remember. So. Yeah, eating a spicy veto type allows you to just basically one-shot the enemies, and then now we can go straight to B4. So it doesn't matter if you go left or right. I just go left every time because I'm a lefty. That's just what I do. If you want to go right, you can. It's not going to make any difference. So here, there's a long jump that you have to pull off here. That one's not too hard to pull off. just come up here. You'll grab the mine key, and then you want to save and then quit. This saves about a second of having to do a lot of backtracking, stuff like that, going through a bunch of stuff. So here is another tricky long jump. So if you remember the thing from the cargo ship, it's kind of similar to that. This one's a bit trickier, and you'll probably fail it quite a few times before you get it consistently. You might get it. You might luck up and get it every one or two times, but to get it constantly, consistently, it's going to be a bit tricky. This one's it's actually the easier one, and I'm just being a dingus. Wow, why am I messing this up? There, jeez. That one's actually the easier one. I was just messing it up. So, again, want to save and quit. But I do recommend practicing those a lot. And long jump over here, come through here. Just melee the bomb. It'll go. Trust me, if you're going the correct direction, it'll blast through those easily. Yeah, and you also do want to like hit some of these. Don't like intentionally go out your way of hitting the eggs, but if you can, definitely hit them, because sometimes they'll obtain bugs and it'll give you extra experience. So here, this is a cool strat you can do. You can just use the burn Bailey art here, and you want to break 3. You do not want to break more than less than that because of experience routing. You come back through here. Now here's a long jump I recommend people to at least try at least once. So this one right here, at least try going for it at least once. If you fail it, that's not a big deal. Just come back through here, bring this back around, and then you can just go for a single. And this one's also a single. So I recommend going for those, trying at least once. It loses almost no time if you fail it the first time. So, and this is another one. These are super easy ones to pull off. The ice might make it a little bit more finicky for you. Alright, so here, these puzzles, if you do this if you want to shoot this one right, and then you want to shoot this one down, and then again shoot this one again, shoot there, and then shoot, and that'll solve the puzzle on the right side. Then shoot here, shoot here, here, shoot here, shoot here, bam, 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 thank you, bam. Oh, missed it. And then
in case you don't want to write down the notes yourself for this puzzle, you can look on the NMG guide on speedrun.com, and it will note down the moves that you can take.
Yep.
If you can just copy and paste into your own notes.
Yep. If you feel like I went too fast there, for whatever reason. So, and as long as there are some detailed guides, I'll probably post them onto when I post this onto YouTube. Then I'll put it into the description once I have some more detailed stuff. So here, we do want to use burn because it does kill these things fairly quickly. But as you can see, we can just kill them in general if we let them group up. Wow, the RNG. That's unfortunate. Yeah, sometimes they'll just that'll happen on rare occasions where you'll have some bugs just randomly do that. There's just nothing you can do if that happens. You can hopefully kill them and hopefully prevent it from happening, but that's about all you can do. So grab the key and then teleport landmark warp out. This saves a lot of time. So what we want to do here is we want to do some quick menuing. Grab a few things here. Go ahead and grab the stream here, and then we want to grab that balance. And then I guess I probably ate that a little too early. That's fine. So it doesn't really matter what you do here. You're waiting for the boss to show up. So this is the Temple Mine boss. He's pretty much a pushover. It's hard to pull off the quick kill here without Assault Vest, but again, I don't recommend new runners to go for it. I thought I swapped fire. That's fine. So what you want to do there is, like, as you've seen, he went for the fire. I let him go for the fire first before I broke him. So I highly recommend doing that first. Oh, that was too far to the right. That's fine. Okay, so with Assault Vest, it is much easier to pull off the quick kill. Actually, I don't even think it's possible without the Assault Vest, actually. Either way, so you want to jump off there. It doesn't matter if you jump off to the left or right. You'll spawn right there, and it'll save you quite a bit of time. So here, we're supposed to be going back to do the quiz, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go... we're going to warp here. And we're going to do another save warp. We're going to be doing what's called early Frobit. Which means that we're going to be fighting do the Frobit quest early. So I'm going to be doing a save warp stacking right here. Okay, that's annoying. Sometimes, again, it'll be really finicky, and if you fail it on a save warp stacking, you have to reload the other save. And sometimes that one can just be really stupidly finicky. And so this will allow us to get into Autumn's Fall early. And now we get to go fight the do the Frobit quest, which the game is supposed to be, lore-wise, you're supposed to be like doing this whole test of having fire and ice mastery and all that stuff, but we kind of don't have ice, but that's fine. Can I let me see that? Nope, I can't. That's what I thought. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, if we had Hail Flurry, this would be a little easier. Oh. But unfortunately we don't. That's fine. So here we're going to be just doing some... There's not really much extra tech to talk about here. Not until we get to the boss, at least. There's a little bit of tech to talk about there. So here, you do want to be careful here. If you go too fast, the game will soft lock. As discovered from Symphonian himself.
Well, if he chases that Frobit too fast before he reaches the correct position, he'll be in an offset position where he just jumps off and starts running into a wall repeatedly because he didn't jump on top of the walls. So if that happens, just hit the just return to title and reload the autosave, and that'll be your fix.
Yep. So here, again, if you're not used to long jumps, you might want to get used to them, because you're going to be here for a little bit if you aren't. Even then, jump can be a bit finicky. There we go. So that'll skip having to do hit the switch, and that's definitely a lot faster than doing it the intended way, as long as you get it first try. If you miss it, like, I'm pretty sure you'd have to miss it like 10 different times to not be able to get it. So here, you want to use blaze on the hill kites here. Just faster kill them that way, as you can see.
Eat spicy beetles, it's here too.
Yeah, you can, just not necessary. As you see, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Oh, fast. Oh goodness, it keeps diving down. RNG. But yeah, some things in this game are a bit RNG heavy, or there are some a bit RNG points in this game, but they're not too tricky.
Most of the RNG factor is just dealing with the random enemy behavior.
Yep.
Sometimes they can just not cooperate, or sometimes they can just line up shots easy for you.
Yeah. So there you saw me learn storm saw. Saw storm, sorry. I literally thought that was enough. Whatever. Okay, this jump is being finicky, and I'm refusing not to. Yeah. So here, you can do what's known as an art jump right here. You will end up missing it a few times, but that's fine. If you can't get that one, just come over here and just do this regular long jump. Then just come over. Then just come over here. Just do these regular thing. So this skips one whole fight. So I highly recommend to do this jump. Get used to this skip. It skips a lot more than you'd realize. Oh, I was kind of trapped there. So, oh my goodness, RNG. Am I gonna have enough? If I make it, if I go fast. So you need 3 SP here, which can be a bit tricky. So if you don't trust yourself going fast enough, then I recommend not using. Oh yeah, okay, I didn't get enough. I didn't have enough.
What you could do if you don't get enough is
just save.
Exactly as this.
Yeah, just save and quit.
Auto
yeah, just saving.
Yeah,
save and reloading. And then just attack until you have all 4 SP. And make sure to not leave combat. Make sure you're on neutral too. So what you want to do is while you're here, and then you do this, and then you do this jump. This is like if you had to save and reload, I think you lose like, was it maybe like 5 seconds or something. So here is another key point of where talking about. Oh my goodness. Knowing how to dash cancel is very important. If I can stop. Oh, I also didn't need a spicy beta type, and also having assault vest is a little, so it's also making this fight going a lot slower. Like, why is this fight going so slow? I'm like, because I did need a spicy Beto type. Yeah, so make sure you eat a spicy Beto type there. Is definitely more important. Make sure to use a spicy Beto type there and make that fight go a lot more consistently. Goes a lot more consistent and a lot faster. Make sure to grab that landmark too. And make 2 saves here. I highly recommend making 2 saves because you might end up saving over your other one. Something you can do is you can press Y to make a new save. So it's just like frames or something. So right here, we're going to be taking advantage of the fact that the update save story is going to teleport us right here. And I'm going to take advantage of that. And then we're going to landmark storage. So how this glitch works is pretty much you menu glitch onto with pretty much anything. You can do that with anything. You can take that with a save warp. You can do that with a landmark. You can do that with pretty much anything that you can menu glitch, and essentially, except for like I think you probably couldn't pull it off with like vendor glitch or something, but either way. So you can do this with a landmark, or you can do this with a save warp, and pretty much you can carry it over to another save. So and this is kind of what had us pretty much create the ruling that we are only allowed to use saves that we create during that we've created during the run, so that so since we're able to kind of get here and then fix our other save to be right here from a soft-like state.
Yeah, make sure you invite Emily into your party too before you talk to that older. Otherwise, just
you'll have Emily in your party though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for any percent that you have to do that. Alright, so we're gonna go see Citron. Get Citron in our party. Then we're gonna go slightly to the left. We're gonna kind of delay us going to Bergen Village. And then we're gonna open this gate up, and then we're gonna head out here. So you're probably wondering, well, why are we, why did we do all that? The reason why we did that is because, for one, we need to do Frobit to continue the story anyway. So, and two, that actually skips over having to do the quiz, so it saves like a few seconds or something. So, come down here. Talk to this guy, and then we're gonna do another save warp here. So this is another one where we're gonna have to enter and then leave, or it's not gonna work. There. So here's a jump that you can go for. I'm not very good at it, so I'm not gonna attempt it myself. Because as I literally try to attempt it. But so if you do that, you can skip doing this fight over here completely. You have like about 3 chances at it. If you want to try it yourself, you can, but you lose like almost no time coming over here fighting this Tem. So once you kill the Tem here, come over here, easy spicy Beto type while you're waiting for the cutscene to play. So here, make sure you're in neutral. Do not use fire here. Not yet. Oops. I can't tell if that was on Citron or me. That was on me. Still targeting me. So once you break in the first HP bar, then use fire. This will completely skip over one of his phases and save actually quite a bit of time. So again, eating the spicy biotype really helps with that. The assault vest route also helps. Is obviously again a lot faster, but main reason why I'm not showing that off right now is because the assault vest route is, you're sacrificing defense for damage, and that's not the best choice for beginners. At least not until you guys not until people get a better understanding and a better feel of being such a low level. So here we're going to be picking up the Sandshade, and then we're going to landmark storage to the Hourglass, and then we're going to activate this, and then we're going to enter here, watch this Apollo cutscene. Oh, actually didn't mean to do that. That's fine. And then you want to warp to this landmark. The reason why is due to the fact of how we're going to do this. We need that position for this landmark storage, or this save warp. So this one's again probably this is arguably one of the hardest ones to pull off. The key visual there is just as it's about to fade out is when you need to start mashing. So once you do that, you'll get onto the balcony here, and you'll be stuck in the soft lock state. So what you want to do is you want to save, and then quit, and then reload, and you'll be out of the soft lock state. So that way you can grab the ice, and now we're going to go fight the mid boss for extra experience. It's like a free level or something, because you can pretty much one-shot him. So again, just follow my circuits. Better just to do that. I do not have enough of that. That's fine. So trigger the boss fight here. This boss fight's pretty simple. Yeah, he can sometimes go for that snap attack, sometimes he won't. Oh my goodness, I messed up the quick kill. That's fine. Actually, I want to show off the quick kill, so I'm going to reload it up. Oh, that didn't work. That's fine. So, yeah, pretty much, I'm not really going to explain the boss here because it's pretty cut and dry. There we go. So once you break him, then literally just go for the ice twirl and he'll die. Hit that switch for no reason at all. Just always do. For good luck. That's it. So here, just shoot that diagonally, like I just did, and then just hop diagonally. You'll be able to do that skip easily. So enter it and immediately leave that room, and then we can save warp past this room. So this is why we need Ice Flurry, because it pretty much takes that guy down pretty quickly. So again, just more intentional puzzle solving. So here, we're going to be doing a long jump over to here, and then we're going to be hitting this, and we're going to be coming down. We're going to be going down here first. Oh. So with ice, these guys are pretty easy to kill. Okay, there we go. Grab the Fajro key. Then you're just going to enter that room and then immediately do that right there, and then you're going to come back through here. Alright, so Hail Flurry is really important here. More just the fact that it can just, since it can not only kill multiple enemies, it can also just kill them just, you know, a lot faster. So we do a long jump here to skip doing all the intentional puzzle solving here. And so here we cannot do this, do a long jump here though, fortunately. As much as we want to, we do have to do this part intentionally. And right here, there's a way to skip this puzzle by just doing this right here. Oh, okay, or not. So if you just walk on these pipes, you can just skip all the way to the pretty much the end of it, and then just do a double long jump. So this one, this is another important one. Since we skipped the Thief's Key, we cannot. We have to do this save warp. And here's another. There's a long jump you can do here. Yeah, Senf is pretty well attuned at this one.
I better be after how many times I've run NMG.
Yeah, so you basically can do an art jump, which is basically like right after you jump, you go for an art and then hit the dash button pretty much like the frame after. But if you find that too hard, which you can do alternatively, is you can just do a save warp here. This one's only like maybe 1 or 2 seconds slower or something if you get the jump first try. It's faster if you don't get the So here, make sure to use Hail Flurries on these guys if you have the SP for it, because it kills them fairly quickly. But if you don't, then you can just shoot them down real quick. We're gonna come into this room. So there is a jump. I cannot for the life of me get to this jump. It's even if I delay it. So, but what you can do is you can just do this pretty much this part intended, and then this part's pretty easy. Still, you just go for a double there, and then just jump over here, grab the key, save and quit, re-enter here. So exit that room and then re-enter. And then we can do another save warp. This saves about 3 seconds over doing the fast puzzle. Or was it 2 seconds? I don't remember. I think it was 2 seconds.
It's a little bit more than 2 seconds for sure.
Well,
Like 5 to 10.
I definitely don't think it was 5 to 10 because me and X Dragon had an argument on this one, and we found out it was like 2 to 3 seconds faster. I know this one for sure.
All right.
don't know. Since then, my save warping skills have improved, so maybe it is faster than I'm thinking it is. But I wasn't on the. That was weird. I thought I was on the. That's fine. So, come through here and we're gonna do this. So this fight, while we could skip it by getting the one of the keys in the bottom floor, this we also lose out on a lot of experience doing this, not skipping this. I forget exactly how many we have to kill there, but well, once he appears, you just have to take him down and the fight's over. So we grab the key and then we're gonna backtrack. And the reason why we're gonna backtrack is because we need to go grab one more key. There you go. Also, don't be like me and forget to use Indigo Strike to get around. It's definitely a lot faster. I just, like, oop. Oh, that was, I'm just stupid. Yeah, so this puzzle is pretty easy once you understand how to do it. So what we want to do here is we want to get another Spicy Beta type. Actually, we don't want to use Spicy Beta type here. We actually want to use the Rising Superstar. That'll pretty much guarantee that we'll clock these guys one hit. What? I was like, why is this not working? So you can use Snowflake here too. That makes this fight go kind of fast too. Oop. So we grab the key. Come back around. And we're gonna fight. Fire. Oops. Oh, that was weird. So here, we want to do. I don't think we want. Actually, no, that's where we don't want to do anything. But we want do want to grab these because that does a lot of it. Give us a lot of extra damage. Again, super. Rising Superstar is best here, mainly because most of your damage in this fight is going to be from most of your fights damage is going to be from throw arts and a lot from the pretty much throw arts and your shooting and stuff like and such. Okay, well, I overloaded because I wasn't paying attention. That's fine. So not having balances for this is super super awkward. Okay, and that's the boss. He's not too tough of a boss. Not really crazy information to say. So right here, you can do a landmark storage, but if you forget to do that, like I do it right here, like you can just save. And then load up another save, landmark storage. And then landmark storage out of here. So right now, the reason why we have to do that is because our ability to enter the map is disabled. So the only way we can re-enable it is if we progress the story. And the way to progress the story is pretty much turning in the Frabbit quest. So that's another reason why we turn in the Frabbit quest. That's why we do the Frabbit early. So again, these saves that we're making, they are super important. Make sure to be making them. So here we're going to go back to Autumn's Fall, head down, make sure to make 2 saves again, that way you don't end up saving over and one of the other important saves. Pull this one back, pull this one forward. So here, what you can do is you can go ahead and do save warps here, just to lower the movement. Come on. Oh my goodness. Like I said, the game can be a bit finicky sometimes, so I have to go in and out sometimes. So this one's, it'd be slower to save warp through, so it's just because it's like literally just right here. So here, so from this point there is not going to be anything that is like any circuits that we do are not important, and that will come up later. So for now, you're going to see me take this because we're going to grab the assault. Oop, oh come on, Emily, please stop. Can move. Okay, so okay, stop being targeted. Nope. Okay. Okay, so again, using burn is the most important thing to do here. Make sure to. So while breaking these blocks, make sure to be on fire or heat, however you want to say it. It's going to break these guys a lot faster because you have the assault on. And wait for the, pretty much wait for this. Go. Here, you can kind of just wait it out. You usually will be finished before they are. They cannot, the enemies cannot kill you here, so you just kind of just take a stretch break for a second. There's no real worries. Take a stretch break. Practice your infinite dashes or something. Practice long jumps. Do whatever you want. Because until they're finished, there's nothing you can do. So, again, same concept. So I would be more cautious if you are deciding to do, for whatever reason, deciding to do the assault route. I do want to tell you be a little bit more cautious. In this version, I mean this route with no assault vest, there's no real fear of anything because you have so much more. You have so much more defense. It's to the fact of that. Okay, so okay, again, just don't worry about too much here. This one does go a little bit quicker. Okay, well, he's just gonna be stuck up there, I guess. Okay, so, and this is just pretty much just do whatever you want kind of thing. Okay. So, it does say to attack the blue box at first, but just go for the green ones. The green ones are the ones that you're supposed to be killing. Actually killing here because lore-wise, one of them ends up hitting the green one, and so you end up having to switch ones you go for. As you can see, there's not really much of a worry here. Again, your levels don't matter here, nor whatever circuits you do. And again, we'll get to why that is. Hopefully, I'll remember to talk about that. So here, it doesn't, again, this one doesn't really matter. I recommend just going for the ones that are a bit tougher. That's usually the, oh my goodness, are you serious? That's usually the recommended one to do, is just go for the ones that have they're trickier to get to. Another note is the fact that these guys have no like actual element affiliation, so despite them actually doing attacks, they still take just as normal damage from anything. Okay, so now we're going to come up here. So now this is where things are going to kind of get interesting. So we want to swap to ice here first, actually, for this fight. So and we're just gonna be jumping off here a lot of times. You pretty much just jump down. You just jump down until you die. Once your HP goes to 0, you pretty much essentially skip this entire fight. Since the fight is unwinnable, it's something you can do. That was something that was actually discovered by me actually. One of the few things that I've actually discovered of this game.
I discovered this smiley face.
Exactly. Alright, so now we're going to do... Now we're going to do another save warp here. Okay, or the game's going to be finicky with me. That's fine. Okay, the game's going to be even more finicky with me. It's fine. So the save warps can just be really finicky at times. So if you feel like you're messing it up a lot, don't be discouraged. It's probably the game. It's probably either that you might be messing it up, but at the same time, it might also be the fact that it's just the game is just being finicky. Oops. Okay, that's why you don't mash too fast. So now we're going to save warp out. We're going to do the same thing we did again. This is going... so the game thinks that we've already completed Vermilion Tower 1. Why is the game just not working with me today? It's not cooperating. So now the game has put us into Vermilion Tower 2. So now we're going to take and grab a landmark and landmark storage out of here. And now we are going to... Now we're just going to be doing a very long walk to... now we're going to be doing a very long walk to the rite of passage. Once we get to rite of passage, then from there we're going to... Basically we're just doing this just so we get the save warp, so we get the landmarks, essentially. So we are almost there. Actually, so from here we want to actually warp to this landmark. I'm a dingus. And then we make the save warp, and now we have the rite of passage landmark. And so now we're going to go to our save before the raids. So this is what I was talking about and why I was saying that it didn't matter. That our saves did not matter. Or our levels and such didn't matter. What else? There we go. So, so now we're going to do what's known as the Blazing Dragon skip. So how we're going to do that is we're going to get some SP. We're also going to kill these cats, mainly because we need the XP too. And we're going to load in here, and then going to stand specifically right here. So after the 1-2, hold up right, and hold up right, and then basically you can hold up if you think it's not going to make it, and then you'll get up top of here, and then you'll hop over on the thing, and then around, and then just hop over here, and now we're out of bounds, as you can see.
That angle for the jump starting off with the Blazing Dragon has a specific angle that the mouse and keyboard cannot cover.
Yep, and that's the one specific trick we were talking about before. And the thing is, we do that not only once, but we do that twice in this category. So, highly recommend getting the keyboard, because this is the only way to skip Vermilion Tower 1. Vermilion Tower 1 and to skip the stick quest. So this saves a very significant amount of time. So here, after you do that, make sure to landmark warp out and then hit no. Don't worry, you didn't break your save. The game just makes the devs just want to make you think you broke your save. So here we can enter now that we have because the game for some reason thinks Apollo is Citron, so here we're going to watch a little cutscene. We're going to come back up and then completely whiff the. There it goes. And have my controller just mess up. So here, once we're in here, we just want to bounce this, kind of pull the ricochet here. And for these guys, okay, if I don't jerk my control stick, you pretty much just want to use a Hail Flurry. Use Hail Flurry on them. It'll pretty much break them instantly. Typically. I guess he was still loading in. Not sure what happened there. But it does break these guys a lot faster, as long as you don't miss it. So we come in into this door, and then we're going to immediately exit, and then we're going to reload the save as my controller keeps wanting to mess up. And so here, we'll bring this over and then just do this. Yep. Did I learn Ice Tornado? I did. Okay. So you want Ice Tornado for this specific fight, and make sure to don't use any of your SP. And that just one-shots these guys, essentially. So we grab the key, and we want to go to the bottom. This one is essential. Oop. Yes.
Folders.
Oh. So here. Move these in a very specific way. We can just kind of skip having to move some of the blocks and just solve the puzzle quickly. There's a neat little trick that was just... Yeah, a few of these tricks have been discovered by simp or just a few people, like random people, that kind of have came in and showed us some neat tricks off. Oh. That didn't work. That should have definitely worked. Oop. Okay, something else I didn't talk about was elemental resets. If you get a level, your element overload will reset. So now that we've done this, what we want to do is we kind of come up here, controller. Okay. So we also want to make sure to kill these guys. Okay. Okay, so we want to make sure to go ahead and kill these guys for the experience. So we're doing a triple save warp stack here. This is going to immediately get us into the shock. So here again, just follow how I do the circuits. Okay. So if you shoot them and then just melee them like that, then you'll hit them both at the same time. So, oops, messed up. Got a little ahead of myself there. Oops. So you want to eat spicy biotype here. Now, even though you have a shot, you still do want to break these guys with ice because it's just faster. I can. Like you want to kind of bait them into Okay, well, apparently we're going to have... Alright then, that's interesting. Oop. Yeah, you gotta be super careful there. You can get hit by the shockwave there. And another fight you want to use Space Biotype in. Oops. So you want to get enough for... Wow, okay. You want to get enough for level 2 arts at least. And then melee the make sure to melee the little ones so that way you don't overload. Or sorry, melee the ones in neutral is what I meant to say. So that way you don't overload it. There we go. So, okay, controller, can we not have this today? So, now we've completed Shonaz, and now it is on to Zervatar. Okay, so... Oops, I mean... Oop. Okay, so... My fire didn't work? So, again, there is a save warp you can do here. It's not that much faster, seeing that you still have to do the puzzle. So, all right, I need to do the puzzle and I forget exactly why I forget why exactly it was that it's slower, but I did find that it was slower. There we go. Okay. Well, yep. So unfortunately, you can't save it to this room, or else that would be really nice. So, but you can save for it through this one if it will work correctly. Yeah, so you still have to hit that button there, but that's fine. Okay, so we save warp to this one. We want to come over here and we want to fight this. There we go. Oh, it's already at 33. Alright, well, that's fine. So, we typically do that room just to hit 33, but it looks like I already was at level 33, so it's fine. Oops. So you can, so again, not really much to talk about here, just have to do the intended, you know, you can just hear just as intended. So here. Pull this over here. Dog's barking like crazy. Oop. So we push that down here, and we can kind of we can just pretty much do a long jump there and save a little bit of time. Oh my goodness! You guys stop doing that attack. And my dog barks more. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, like I said, there's not really much else to, not much too much more tech to talk about in this in here, except for just do things intendedly. Okay, so here, there we go, and then get that done, and then grab wave. Now we have theorized that it might be better to come back once we have Ether Snipe, but we're not 100% sure if that's viable. So for now, we're just going to stick to the route I know for sure works. So again, just follow along how I'm doing these. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. Again, there's one little extra kind of unintended thing that we're going to do. Okay, that works. Right here. Did I do what I just did? That was incorrect. But we can get over here. save a loading screen. Or, okay, and apparently I completely whiff every shot. So now we're going to... So the one thing about this puzzle room is that it is very precise. So I recommend practicing this a bit if you don't have this memorized. Okay, so here, oh my goodness, I'm gonna eat. A werewolf stick. So if we do a Kai thrust here, we can skip his attacks if I don't end up clipping through him. Oh, that's not gonna work. Oh my goodness. Why did I dash? That's so annoying. So we can skip over this as long as I'm not a dingus. Well, that works too. Not what I was intending to do. But that works too. So what you're supposed to do is, if you do a spirit blast before breaking him, but since I clipped through him, I didn't. I unfortunately had to use another spirit blast. I didn't know key thrust, not spirit blast. But once you get him into that break state, and then once you pretty much get him into that break state, and we can pretty much once we get into that break state, we can pretty much set him up to one-shot him. Can I not get dragged in? Either way, so now we're going to be doing another Blazing Dragon skip that for some reason failed. So if you fail it, that's fine. Just come back over here and get more SP. It's really annoying to do it here because these guys are idiots and just always try to go for melee on these guys for some reason. There you go. So once we pull that off, come up here, and then we're going to enter into Crosscode. So once we're into Crosscode, so this is where things get very, very tricky. So this skip, I'm gonna try and show it off first. Oop. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to show it off first here, but I got it. Got it the first try. Now it's not working out for me here. So So pretty much we can do exactly what I just did, and then just do a couple of long jumps onto that to get to that switch up there, and it'll pull this one down and such. So I'm going to try and break down pretty much what we have to do here. So when we get here, we want to aim the reticle and have one of the dots just kind of like lined up with the lines here. Have the dotted line up with the green dot here. And when it comes to placement, you want to be like right at the edge here. Not quite exactly where I was. Apparently that was not quite right. See, and that'll hit the ball. So it'll take a little bit of time to get that, and sometimes you'll fail it. I still fail it even now. What in the world was that? What did it happen there? So we get that, and then I'm not sure why the long jump there is messing up. I'm not sure what happened there either. It's like it's not even messing up the shot. It's just the long jump's not working correctly here. So if you go into this room, that's not a big deal. You can either choose to fight it, or you can landmark storage out, but you can't go back through that door. So do be careful. So as for the shock one, this one's pretty easy. Oop. I messed that one up. Okay. Yeah, be careful of the pillar there. So that's pretty much the one way you can do it. You just kind of have to get a feeling for it, for the timing. But once you do that, congratulations, you skipped the first half of Chris Kajo. And now we're on to fighting this boss. So this is the Son of the East fight. We pretty much need to make sure we get enough SP here, so do not use any abilities. And then swap. I forgot to change to Radiant Swarm. That's okay. So make sure to change back to Radiant Swarm at some point. Sometimes what you can do is while you're doing the wave menu, you can swap them, but I forgot to do that. Also, make sure to be shooting him in neutral until he swaps. So here, oh my goodness, why did you go for a dash? Oh my goodness, this game is not being friendly. So what I'm trying to show here is that you pretty much want to go use a Radiant Swarm and then hold them in place with Battery Assault. So essentially you need to have two, you need to have enough for two abilities here. Will you It keeps reading it as a dash. It's so annoying. Not. I'm going. Okay, so I'm gonna stop using. So before, so I will be able to show this off eventually. This is not. Typically this hard. Okay, there we go. So we got it now. So that will one-shot Son of the East fight. I do recommend practicing that a few times. It can be a bit finicky. It can be a bit tricky to pull it off, but when you pull it off, it is very good. So it doesn't matter which one you go, left or right here. I typically just go for the left side. So here what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called a block clip. I need. So as so pretty much as the block is moving, it's an interesting way. That would have been funny. That would have been interesting if I could pull that off. But as the block is moving, we can pretty much grab it. It will teleport us on to the right side of it, and we'll lose pretty much. Come on, stop putting me there. We'll lose what's called, yeah, we'll lose our hitbox and be able to clip through the railing here and be able to get over here. That's what I was trying to say. And that pretty much skips the whole left side. Now we're going to skip the whole right side with another skip. So if you really didn't like doing long jumps, you're going to hate this one. But this one is pretty essential. This one saves way too much time, so I definitely recommend practicing this a few times until you get it. So pretty much you have to like long jump around around the corner there. It's very, very finicky. And I just, yeah, and there's also stuff like that you can do where you can just end up you're not lined up correctly and you'll jump incorrectly. Okay, so there we go. A second try. So it's not unheard of for missing it a few times. Even me and Semph also miss it quite a few times. So it's again not unheard of to miss it. Okay. So we're going to grab master key and then we head down here. Grab this. So when you come up here, you want to eat after you come up here. So start with shock. You can use the level 1 art here to make that go slightly a bit faster, but it's not necessary. if you do that, make sure to make up for it, because we're going to be doing that same quick kill we did before. We're going to be doing it again. Can you not go on the edge, please? You do need to make sure to be wary of his movement. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to be fighting the whale. He's going to automatically go to his phase 3. So do be wary of that. So stands here. 2, 3. So after he does that attack, use the third one. This way you can get more. Get more SP while you're. Think. So the quick kill here is a bit trickier than doing it. You can't do it exactly the same way. So okay, there we go. So here now we are level 40. We're going to be ending the game, if anyone's curious, at level 44. Alright, so we're going to make a save here. Then we're going to landmark storage. Back into Vermilion Town. Vermilion Town. So, since the game is set in Chapter 9, the game, again, assumes that we've completed Vermilion Tower 1, even though we have not. Actually, we don't even have to do this. So you can do that, but if we just do Warp Decoy, you will go right past those guys. So I will note that in future patches, that might be different. I am currently running on the 1.0.2 -2. And there is if you check on the Discord, there is a way to down patch to the 1.0.2 version. But for now, we do not. For now, just pretty much make sure to. Yo, Drift and Sky, thanks so much for the host. Everyone come in. I hope you enjoy your stay. But so do keep that in mind if you're running on a different version and in the later future that it has already been confirmed by a dev that will be patched. So make sure to down patch it, or else that glitch will not work for you. Anyway, so here. Wow, thanks, game. So these shredders are a bit tougher to take down. I missed it. Just by frame. That's fine. So you can take out that guy before he gets his shield up, but I unfortunately missed it. What in the world happened there? So I will be telling you right now, I would tell you right now that you need to be a little bit cautious here. As you know, you are very under leveled here, so despite having the laser mail, it can be, so here's another instant of using the warp decoy. So we're gonna, oh no, sorry. And then we're going to warp decoy past this room again, just to be safe. We're gonna do that. So you don't have to do that. If you're fast enough, you can get past that. So now we're gonna save warp past this boss. There's only one of these turrets that you actually have to fight, and that is the fire turret, ironically. I typically like to go use complete fire first before. So anyway, we're going to do another save warp past the second room here. And now we're going to be fighting we're going to be fighting fire turret. Make sure to swap when you're doing your stuff here. Make sure to swap to Blizzard Hawk here. We need the, I'm trying to remember exactly everything we need here. I don't need that quite yet. So I'm going to also learn Eternal Winter, Shooter, grab all the bullseyes with I want to grab one level short. Fortunate. Okay, so just open up with pretty much doing exactly just what I just did. Oops. And then eat a spicy biotype. That for some reason didn't kill. That's interesting.
Frozen Star, not Blizzard Hawk.
Oh, is this Frozen Star? My bad. That was my fault then. Thank you for correcting me. Am I forgetting? Channel ones. It's Aether Sniping. So then let's try this again. All right. Yeah, I'm not too used to doing I did a spin by accident. This time I'm going to actually just leave and re-enter the room, so this is saved. There we go. There we go. So you do the Blizzard Heart to get the quick kill. So, and, oop, I guess I didn't need to. And then so this fight will have a Rhinoc, defected Rhinoc. So to be careful of him. He is a bit. He can be a bit of a tricky one. Especially if he doesn't get hit by the jolt when he needs to. So here, doesn't matter which room you do it in, you can save warp to skip the shock turret here. And then wave. Good morning, Dr. Skies. If I can get the save warp. Okay, there we go. So we're going to use this save warp here. We're going to enter and then exit. I don't think this one actually matters too much, but we're going to. There we go. I might want to start using some durians here. So I want to conserve. I want to conserve my SP here. And that will one-shot the ghost that pops up here. And so here we're going to start with the shock. This is actually important, which one we start with. So we're going to one-shot. We're going to one-shot the boss that we had. The fire turret again. Okay, and there we go. That's the quad turn fight. So, as long as you know how to do this casually, there's not really much to explain here. Except go fast. All right, so this next part, this is the final gauntlet. So you want to stand probably right about here, I'd say, and then the minute the fight starts, just literally open up with a spirit blast. So there's gonna be another ghost. It's gonna that we're gonna want to one shot. So I'm gonna try and hold off on I need to hit her in here. I think I might have done that way too early. Yeah, that's fine. I actually have. I saw enough for it. I'm a dingus. That's fine. I still have to go through the shredders anyway. It's not that big of a deal. Really? He instantly went for an escape roll. That's annoying. Okay, whatever, I died. That's what I get for missing the quick kill by accident. That's okay. Yeah, sometimes you can kill the ice one. Really? Yeah, for some reason you can get hit while you're doing arts right there and they can just cancel your art before you finish. Okay, can we keep them stun locked, please? Thank you. Alright. Forgot I was on Blizzard Hot. Alright. so let's kill this one. Oh. Okay, that just whiffed. Alright, so at the final boss, we want to go ahead and use every last bit of CP we have left over. And want this. I think what else we need. Need that. I think. Oh, we swap this. Learn this. Take this. And it should be good. Can I get this? Okay, cool. Not like that's gonna matter too much, but so we need to use a spicy beta type and a werewolf stick here. So we're gonna be using 2 werewolf sticks during this boss fight. Do not use your SP. Conserve it. Do not be using. Do not using elements during this until you need to. Okay, well there was like a bunch of ice around me, blocking me. There's nothing I could do about that. That's unfortunate. So when you're doing this part right here, make sure to swap to fire. So this is the phase skips here. Gutham is vulnerable during these moments. Do not use it. Do not do this for back-to-back right here, at least. We're going to be doing another back-to-back, and that's what's going to be planned here. This is going to... So how we're basically planning on doing this is going to set us up. Yep. If I can remember to do this crap. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna eat it again. Sometimes your attacks can just absolutely whiff, and it's unfortunate. So make sure to swap back when you... So here, we want to do 2 of them back to back. 1, 2... Make sure to count the jumps and then wait just a little second. Alright, so now we don't have enough, unfortunately, so... So he'll always appear behind you, as you can see. So you want to use this time right here to swap back to assault, swap back to quite have enough. So if you don't quite have enough for 2, you can just skip Skip for this one. I mean, not skip the phase skip. I'm talking about you can skip braking in there. So doing this phase skip will completely skip over a laser phase and another turret phase. So it skips and goes straight into phase 2 here. So but we're not stopping there. We're going to be skipping a few of his phases here. So it's kind of RNG if he goes for fists or not. We want him to go for fists. So, and then we want to do Radiant Swarm there. It's as fastest possible way to break him. Also, I ate a Mustache there, and the reason why we're eating Mustache is because more focus means more SP, and we want to build up our SP as fast as possible. So here, if you ever watch an NMG run, you know that they wait to break him at fire, but we can't quite do that in here in NMG. So we do it on shock. We can still skip the fire phase though. Doing this. There we go. So this shot is pretty precise, so this will skip over his ice, the beef up ice phase, and he'll go straight into fire. If you don't feel safe here, you can take off the Rising Superstar if you wish, but just make sure to proc it back later before you skip over. So here we have to go through at least 2 phases. So we don't want to quite break that. Oop. Oh, come on, dude. Did I really fall down? Oh, fall down again. Oh my goodness, that almost killed me. Okay, so I messed up. Oh, nope, still got it. Sort of. Yeah, I did. Blazer Hawk OP. I can't believe that still worked. So we're basically wanting to skip over the wave phase. We can't really do much in wave, so... Plus it's an annoying phase anyway. Did I do that correct? No, I didn't. So you can do that a strat there to kind of skip over one of his those attacks if you do it correctly, but I unfortunately did not. Okay. So make sure to eat another Rising Superstar here. And go ahead and quickly break him. So here, if we do this correctly, that's the final boss. So I do have a save that is set up to on the second phase. That is set up exactly for fighting him. So if you are having trouble, do go ahead and message me. But that is it for